finally fulfilled. David was crowned king. But using his new power wisely turned out to be David's greatest challenge. And by far, the most important lessons taught by David's story come from his failures.
David is not a plaster saint. He's not a perfect man. He's a man governed by his passions and ambitions, specifically his passions for women. So parallel to his struggle for power, the Bible allows us to see the intimate details of his private life, his love affairs with many women, the most famous of which is his love affair with Bathsheba.
One day, while standing on the roof of his palace, David saw a young woman bathing on a nearby rooftop.
David made inquiries about this woman and was told, "Why, that is Bathsheba." David then sent messengers to fetch her. She came to him, and he lay with her.
When Bathsheba told him she was pregnant, David arranged to have her husband killed in battle.
He looks out the window of the palace and he sees this beautiful woman bathing on the roof of a house below him, and that's where he gets into trouble. But the trouble is not just sex. The trouble is his bumbling attempts to cover up the adultery, and when he can't do that, to get rid of the husband by murder. Once he's done that, everything starts to fall apart in his life.
After David married Bathsheba, God sent a prophet to confront him. And David confessed to his sin.
In the ancient world, the king is the law. And the key moment of this story of David and Bathsheba is when David stands there and says, "Yes, I sinned and will be punished." Because it is at that moment that we realize that Israel's revolution has won. That in fact, David recognizes that God is above all human beings, and that no human being, not a king, not a warrior, not even a prophet, can be above the law.
In punishment for his sin, God cursed David and his descendants.
For this, your household shall never be free of the sword. You have worked in secret, but I shall work for all Israel to see.
In his later years, David would be betrayed by his favorite son and grow to be a frail and lonely old man. For the writers of the Bible, David's breaking of the commandments and God's curse upon his house helped to explain the disasters Israel would suffer in the years after David.